Many in our area getting absolutely hammered right now with heavy rain, severe storms, and gusty winds. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We're your home for Caribbean weather. It's great to see you for the latest video. Friends, right now, look at all of the active weather we have. Look at all of the lightning. We are going to be talking about some areas with prolific thunderstorms here on this late Wednesday. We'll go to the island by island rainfall forecast. I've got your tropical outlook as well. Lots to get into, so let's get started. Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. It is storm season and the storm moves across your area. They can walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. They offer free consultation and policy reviews. Go to leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. Now, quick note, this will be a little bit more of a brief video than what I normally do because I've actually already recorded this once. And unfortunately, in the middle of that record, I hit the mute button on my mic. I meant to take myself off camera like this, and the mute button is right next door. So halfway through, the audio went dead. So just so you guys know that, we'll get into it. Here's what's happening on the surface analysis. By the way, let me know what's been happening in your area as always. Two tropical waves, central and the western side of the Caribbean. We have a mid-level rotation and instability over the Bahamas, and that's really promoting some very active weather across that area for today. Another tropical wave will be moving back into the Lesser Antilles in the next couple of days as well. But let's get started with what's going on in the Bahamas right now. Again, you have this mid-level spin. It's taking all this rich tropical moisture and lifting it up, and the storms are going gangbusters. We have had multiple rounds of severe storms for the central and the northern and northwest Bahamas throughout the day on this Wednesday. Look at all of the lightning. I mean, over 1,000 lightning strikes from time to time in just this shot. So from the Long Island area, Rum Key, San Salvador, north towards Grand Bahama and New Providence, we've got ourselves an active one today. I'm going to bring on the live radar data for you guys, drop off the satellite data for a second. First of all, again, you know, these storms aren't developing in a line and moving in one linear fashion. Because of the inherent rotation, these storms are kind of developing and spinning around, you know, the central and the northern Bahamas. So we're going to continue to get multiple rounds of storms. We've had extremely gusty winds. We have had heavy rainfall, a ton of lightning. These are noisy storms. Can't even rule out an isolated waterspout or tornadic activity, and with a lot of heavier rain, the potential for some flooding. So I'm talking about the Abacos, Grand Bahama, I mean High Rock, Freeport, Lucaya, West End, hammered for today. Up towards Walker's Key, Bimini, some heavier showers and storms developing across portions of New Providence. Again, earlier in the day, Andros, northern side, got raked as well. It's been wet and stormy across Eleuthera. Look at all those lightning strikes. Back over Cat Island, another nice line over San Salvador, Rum Key, Long Island, Exuma areas. Let me go back over to the satellite data here. And again, just really active weather. So severe thunderstorm warnings have carried on for multiple islands throughout this Wednesday. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in the central and the northern Bahamas through tomorrow. We're not done. We can continue to see this activity tonight, overnight, and through portions of our Thursday. You know, we have the live cameras here at Meteo Mundo. Unfortunately, the central Eleuthera cam has gone down for the present time because of the severe storms in the area. Unfortunately, in the first recording, we actually had it. Now it's gone. Live look to Long Island. This is a very common sight. Those low-hanging clouds, the showers of storms rolling through. And again, with these lower bases, you can't rule out a waterspout developing. So my friends who have seen this kind of weather today in the Bahamas, let me know what's been happening in the comments section below. Look, it's not been as stormy in the southeast Bahamas, Turks and Caicos for today, but a few thunderstorms trying to get back down towards the Acklins. Thunderstorms are very robust across Cuba for today, from Havana to Cienfuegos, all the way down to Santiago de Cuba. Scattered showers and storms in the Cayman Islands. Now you get this far south and west, and you're kind of being squeezed by that mid-level low, and then the tropical moisture coming up from the East Pacific all the way into the Western Caribbean. So this is allowing more storms to develop again today over the Cayman Islands. Have been a little bit more spotty in nature across the islands for today, but we've had that chance. Same situation over Jamaica. The storms are not as widespread. We've still had some lightning. Westmoreland and Hanover parishes, Montego Bay, Lucy, Negril, Sav-la-Mar, a little bit of extra cloud coverage across the area. Still have our large wave and strong wind advisory for all coastal waters and the offshore waters of the southern coast, including Pedro and Morant Bank. 2.5, 3.5 meter waves up to 9, 10, 11 feet. Not out of the question, southern offshore waters. It's going to get a little bit drier here ultimately as some Saharan dust begins to move in there. Now you get into the Yucatan in Central America, and it is just an extremely stormy day. Storms breaking out. Cancun, Cozumel, back towards Merida, the Campeche area, Chetumal as well. San Pedro, Belize City, winds are picking up there. Isolated thunderstorms. Nice little 40-mile-an-hour wind gust there in Belize in the afternoon hours. The winds have freshened up over the Bay Islands of Honduras, Roatan, Utila, Guanaja. Again, heavy downpours, gusty winds, high surf and sea conditions as well. Have some video to show you. Henry Urbina from the Guanaja area brings you, again, a very common sight. Overcast skies, the rain falling, and the wind picking up. Easily 25, 30, 35-mile-an-hour winds from time to time will accompany some of this activity. And again, it's not just today, friends. It's going to be over the next couple of days for you as well. I've been talking a lot considering this is the second time I'm recording this video, so I'll be taking a quick sip of tea from time to time. Now, for Belize, we do have an excessive rain watch already in effect, and I expect some form of excessive rain watch or flood watch or flash flood watches and warnings to encompass a lot of the Yucatan and Central America in the coming days as all of this tropical moisture moves in. Wet, stormy, windy forecast at least through the beginning of the weekend, all the way down to Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Now back up into Hispaniola today, breezy conditions, Port-au-Prince, with winds right around 40 miles an hour, but drier for today. We're just starting to see the beginning of the Saharan air layer work its way in. So we're getting a little bit of thin air, a little bit of a thin layer of drier air coming in to suppress some of the rain. And it's the same situation over Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands for today. Still a lot of wind, 30 to 35 mile an hour winds, St. Croix, St. Thomas, San Juan, Ponce, Aguadilla. Speaking of Aguadilla and Punta Cana, to put a bow on the earthquake from late on Monday night, did get a lot of reports of some shaking in the Aguadilla area and Punta Cana, but no real appreciable damage. Maybe a little bit of some concrete damage to some of the roads, but as far as any big time damage, many of you let me know throughout our social media platforms that things were okay, even though there was a lot of shaking. So it's good to see that as far as there being no big damage from that 5.7 magnitude earthquake. A lot of wind today in the Leeward Islands, St. Martin, St. Bart's, 30, 35 mile an hour breeze. Antigua had a solid breeze earlier today, right around 30. Going to bring on the visible satellite imagery. I think we're going to get one bad data frame here, so you might see a glitch in that, but just to show you again, strong easterlies will continue as the Saharan air layer begins to move in. We still had relatively cloudy skies and good breeze over Dominica and the Martinique areas for today, cloudy skies over St. Lucia, elevated surf and sea conditions across all of the Lesser Antilles, a lot of marine advisories, and again, this is a common sight. Live look to current St. Lucia late on this Wednesday. You can see the fairly overcast conditions, good breeze, not a ton of rain, but we've had some passing showers here in St. Lucia and especially back down a little bit farther south as you go into the Windward Islands. You can see a few of those lightning strikes developing over Trinidad at the hour. That's the area with the best chance for rain today, including Port of Spain, Tobago, Grenada, isolated showers, some passing rain over Nueva Esparta. It's been another extremely windy day in the ABC Islands, 30 to 35 mile an hour winds. Not a lot of rain. Live look outside to Oranjestad here. Again, we got our live cameras at Meteo Mundo. Good breeze there along the coast of Aruba. But again, even a little bit of haze in the sky, but not a lot in the way of any true showers today in widespread locations. Friends, I'm going to ask you to do a quick favor for me. If you've gotten anything out of this video or any time during watching this throughout the last 2 years, do me a quick favor and share this channel with a family or friend member. Let's try and get more views. Let's try and get more subscribers. I really appreciate that. Thanks also for, of course, liking and subscribing. You guys do a great job. If you want to become a member, The supporter tier is just 99 cents a month. Our Team MM tier, it's our new one. You get access to exclusive member shorts that I produce and give you guys kind of my behind the scenes thoughts or in between our videos. That's just $2.99 a month. And I appreciate all of our members. I appreciate all the subscribers here to Meteo Mundo. All right, Sahara dust layer is going to get more concentrated and spread across our area in the coming days. It's already over the Lesser Antilles, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, but it is going to work its way off towards the west. So Hispaniola, Cuba, Turks and Caicos, Southeast Bahamas, Jamaica, Cayman Islands will all over the coming days see more of a concentration of dust and hazy skies. That will limit rain chances a bit. Now you get back into the Yucatan and Central America and they're not going to be as influenced by this, all right? So it's going to stay very wet in those areas. We go back out to the broad perspective here again. Just look at these lightning strikes. It's absolutely crazy. By the way, just to talk about what's going on in the East Pacific, they're probably going to get their 6th named storm, Flossie, in the next 48 hours or so. And that one could, again, have more impacts for the Pacific coast of South America near Acapulco as well. So we're going to get into, right now, our rain forecast over the next 3 days. I've got your island by island look as well. Just remembered I need to reset this for just 1 second. So again, I'll ask you guys to like and subscribe if you haven't. It'll take just 1/2 second here. That's all it took. All right, so let's again talk about what's going to be happening in the short term in the Bahamas. We're still going to have this mid-level low situated over the area tonight and throughout the day on Thursday. So again, I mean deep into this Wednesday, storms will be fairly prolific. Look, these are going to be producing a lot of lightning into the the nighttime hours here. Central sides of the Bahamas, Exuma, Cat Island, Rum Cay, San Salvador, maybe north towards Eleuthera, New Providence, Andros. Can't even rule out Grand Bahama and the Abacos getting some lightning strikes. And then they redevelop again tomorrow afternoon, which is why we still have our severe weather watch through the afternoon hours of your Thursday. Things will quiet down beginning late Thursday and into Friday as that mid-level low moves north and it gets replaced by that Saharan air layer to dry things out. We won't see nearly as many storms in the southeast and the Turks and Caicos, Southeast Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, but still a few scattered showers, especially towards the Acklands. That Saharan air layer will start to limit rain chances in Cuba, just more scattered than anything else. And it'll be the same situation over the Cayman Islands and my friends in Jamaica as well. Again, a little bit lower chance for rain overall, not completely dry, but also it's going to get hotter, right? That feels like temperatures will be going up. We have to watch out for some feels like numbers potentially going above 100 degrees Fahrenheit in those areas. That's not going to be a problem over Quintana Roo and especially the northern sides of Central America. It's going to be very wet. Cancun, Cozumel, Chetumal on over towards Orange Walk, Belize City, Roatan, and I know I'm saying it's Chetumal. I'm going to get it right, I promise. I keep working on it. You know, I want to be your expert everywhere. A lot of ground to cover, a lot of pronunciations. You know, I'm doing my best, but I want to make sure I get it right. For the Bay Islands, Utila, Roatan, Guanaja, it's going to be wet. It's going to be stormy. Sea conditions are going to get kicked up in the next couple of days. Belize City, Dangriga, just get prepared for extremely active conditions. Very heavy rainfall. Gusty winds going to be a big concern as well. Same situation for the rest of Honduras, Nicaragua, back to Costa Rica and Panama. And again, the developing Flossie here will eventually pull moisture away, but over the next 72 hours, wet and stormy conditions will persist. Now again, the farther east that you go, relatively drier. Not a lot of rain in the coming days over Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. We could still get some showers kind of developing on Friday over Puerto Rico. You can kind of see that little uptick in moisture here, but overall more dry hours than anything else. Still a lot of fresh wind for the Lesser Antilles in general as well. You get back down into the Windward Islands. Next tropical wave arrives Friday and into Saturday. This one is not as robust as the last couple, but it's still going to amp up rain chances from St. Lucia south. So I've got rain chances going back up for Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, a couple of scattered showers over Nueva Esparta and the ABC Islands, and Bermuda, my friends there, nice and dry. Just a couple of isolated showers in the coming days. This is what it looks like island by island. Northwest Bahamas, 60% chance tomorrow. Strong to severe storms are still likely. Can't even rule out a couple of water spouts. Then we do begin to dry out Friday and Saturday. Scattered central and southeast tomorrow. Drier Friday, Saturday, not as much rain for Turks and Caicos. Scattered storms across Cuba, more isolated in nature in the Cayman Islands beginning Friday and Saturday, but still a decent chance for rain tomorrow. There's your widespread storms. Honduras, Belize City, 80% chance for tomorrow. Locally heavy rainfall. Same situation on Friday. Still a 60% chance on Saturday. Cancun and Cozumel's best chances late tomorrow and into Friday. Drier air returns on Saturday. More isolated in nature for my friends in Jamaica in the coming days. Still a few scattered showers and storms in the Dominican Republic and Haiti, but not much. There's that one day of elevated rain chances in Puerto Rico. Building rain chances in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Mainly quiet in Bermuda. Still decent rain chances in Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis. Fast moving showers, not going to add up to a lot of rain. Scattered rain in Antigua and Barbuda. We'll start off drier places like Montserrat, Guadeloupe, Dominica, and Martinique, and then build in a slightly better rain chance on Saturday as more tropical moisture moves in and that Saharan air layer moves away from the area, not as concentrated beginning on Saturday. Improving rain chances with the next tropical wave for St. Lucia, SVG. You can see from the dry conditions tomorrow in Barbados to a 50% chance on Saturday. Building rain chances Grenada, especially Trinidad and Tobago. Good showers and storms over Suriname and Guyana. And very few and far between showers over the next few days for Nueva Esparta and the ABC Islands. Once again, a lot of wind equals a lot of boating problems here for the central and the western Caribbean. That's Flossie moving away towards Acapulco. And again, even some fresh winds moving back into the Lesser Antilles. Do not hit that mute button, Rusty. Please don't do it again. Just take yourself off camera. So if you've had some marine advisories in your area, expect those to continue in the coming days. Now, again, rainfall totals are getting more expansive. You're going to see a lot of darker red on this map throughout the Yucatan and Central America, even into the Bahamas, and even portions of the Lesser Antilles. That's 4 to 6 inches of rain in the coming days. That's 100 to 150 millimeters in a lot of spots. So some excessive rain, again, especially coastal Belize, southern sides of the Yucatan, portions of Honduras and Nicaragua I'm worried about. And again, some excessive rainfall, potentially in the Lesser Antilles, and some very heavy rainfall in the next 24 hours in portions of the Bahamas as well. All right, so we're gonna get into now the overall tropical outlook. I'm going to take this out to, what do you say we go to the 2nd of July? This is going to be the GFS model. And of course, we'll take a look at what's going to be happening with the European model as well. So wet, stormy here. Eventually, as Flossie develops, and you can clearly see that, getting to be potentially strong on the GFS model, that will shove some of the moisture back out into the East Pacific. So late this weekend, early next week, we will begin to dry out a bit here in the western side of our area. As that happens, and the Sahara does continue to move to the west, next tropical wave and just more tropical moisture overall comes back into the Lesser Antilles and the Greater Antilles in general, and rain chances should begin to improve in those areas again by early next week. But as far as anything appreciable, as far as, you know, what I'm looking at, any concerns with tropics, let me show you guys the absolute vorticity at the lower levels of the atmosphere. Again, love to look at this product as an analysis tool. Sometimes I'll show this, you know, during the recorded videos as well. This is a composite of the low levels of the atmosphere, the spin in the low levels. It's not completely surface based, but it gives me an idea of the areas that I need to look at. If you kind of take a look at the Caribbean in general, you're going to see a lot of west to east movement of these green areas and yellow areas kind of in a straight line. That means there's no big spin. Now, the interesting thing is right now, over the Bahamas, you can see some of that broader spin. It's more at the mid levels of the atmosphere, but there is still some, as you kind of get up to that 850 millibar threshold, there's just a lot of turbulence and instability in the low and the mid levels of the atmosphere there. But again, that's not going to become anything tropical. Now, down the road, towards the end of the month and the beginning of July, you'll see a little bit more here, Northwest Caribbean, Southwest Gulf. Still nothing to pin anything on, but you know, those are areas that I'm going to continue to monitor, you know, for the spots that I would be most, you know, not concerned, but most interested in as we get towards the end of June and into early July. Now, this is the, you know, winds from the GFS model at the surface. And again, this is just taking a look at the speeds, 25, 30 mile an hour winds. Again, down the road, a lot of this wind energy goes out of the Northwest Caribbean over the Yucatan and into the Southwest Gulf. And that's an area that will bear watching with just a ton of wind and moisture being pumped in. Now you look at the European model, right? Surface-based pressure plots. There's Flossie developing there, maybe in about 48 to 72 hours. And then down the road, it has one of the ensemble members with an actual low-level center in the far southwest Gulf, right? So a little bit of a signal, but nothing more than that. Otherwise, the ridge of high pressure keeps the western Atlantic quiet tropically, although again, storms going gangbusters right now in some areas. In the eastern Caribbean should be as well. Friends, I appreciate you guys. If you just knew what it took to get through this one video, because I've now done it twice, thanks for taking a quick second and liking and subscribing. You can follow us across all of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. You want to send me a picture or video, it's myMediaMundo@gmail.com. If you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer that. Look at all those thunderstorms. Wow. Please remember that Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the lead law firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. It is storm season. A storm moves into your area. Even if you've been in an auto accident, they can walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. Offering free consultation and policy reviews, go to leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. Friends, great to see you. Have a great rest of your day. I'm back tomorrow with your latest forecast for you right here at Meteo Mundo.